Welcome back to the New York Sports Exchange, episode number 141. And the New York Rangers are 2 wins away, once again, from a Stanley Cup final appearance. Okay, all right. Game 4 was a tough pill to swallow. Game 4 was a very big tough pill to
Stan, this whole
swallow.
playoff has been a tough pill to swallow for me. You think I've been enjoying any of this? I've been sweating out rain. I have been the biggest Florida Panthers fan in like all of New York State since this series started. And then you go back to last series. I hate Carolina. I mean, Carolina beat us. I hate Carolina. I was the biggest Carolina fan outside of Raleigh for like 100 miles. I watched every game. I'm sweating bullets watching every game.
You were in
They
fucking
can't win.
Cancun, or wherever the fuck you were.
Oh my God!
Cancun, or wherever the fuck you were. Putting on your Snapchat story, going, "Hey, fuck you."
I was in Punta Cana, and we had the guy at the bar put the game on in Spanish, and every time there was a goal, especially because Florida was like, when Florida scored three, it was like, my dad was eating it up. It was so funny. We couldn't hear any of the comments, like no play-by-play, because I had no idea what they were saying, but like, they were electric. So shout out to those guys. The guys doing it in Spanish, shout out to them. It goes both ways, dude.
Probably better than Sean McDonough.
Honestly, like when the Rangers scored and they were home, the guys were going crazy. They were like, oh, like they won the World Cup. Like it was crazy. But that was something.
Oh my! So pivotal game 5 tonight. We'll get a quick preview win. Peter Laviolette changes up the lines, changed up the D pairs. We go out west, also at 2 games apiece. Just what
that series been nuts.
Outstanding. Both of these series have just been incredible.
I know, and they're incredible, and they're complete opposites, which is crazy.
Complete opposite teams too. Complete opposite teams. A lot of goals out west. Over here in the east, it's all goaltending. Yeah. It's the most evenly matched hockey you'll see.
Yeah, right. And we've been used to this for a while. I mean, that's just how West Coast hockey is. It's just a lot of fast-paced offense, goal scoring. But those games are nuts. Like you check the score, Edmonton's up 2-0, then it's 4-2 Dallas, and you're just like, what am I watching? Like, how does this happen?
Yeah,
the blink of an eye.
Absurd. Tim, it looks like your background's fake, but it isn't. It's just so weird.
That's a tree.
That's a tree. That's a real tree, everyone.
I can bang those wind shines if you want me to.
It's okay. NBA Celtics going to the NBA Finals to the surprise of absolutely nobody. The funny thing about this series was that it easily could have been the Pacers leading this series 2-1. With the game one,
but it just wasn't.
Jaylen Brown hitting that 3. It just wasn't blowing that lead in game 3, and then they blew the lead in game 4. It possibly could have been 3-1.
Shout out Al Horford. Shout out Al Horford. I just want to. That man was on a mission in game. Was it game 2 that they were? Oh my God! Were they down 1 to 83 going in the 4th?
No, it was either game 3 or 4. I think it was game 4.
No, it must have been game 3 where they remember that comeback when they had.
Yeah, that was probably game 3 because game
either
2,
way,
Boston blew them out by like 16.
Yeah, either way, Al Horford was cashing threes that game to bring him back into it. So shout out him. No one wants to see them win. Does anyone want to see the Celtics win? And
no,
anybody?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
not. No one wants to see them win. If we go out west, the Mavericks have a chance to close it out tonight in Game 5 in Minnesota. They have a 3-1 series lead. I was not expecting this.
I don't think anyone was. And I just want to say shout out to Jack O'Toole's brother-in-law. Threw a futures bet down before the playoffs started. Mavs to win it all.
On Dallas?
$50 to win $2,000. And he's been sweating that out, so shout out to him.
Is he on BR betting? Because I know some guy had
I don't know, it's before the playoffs started. He just threw 50 on him.
That's actually not a bad bet. I do want to say I listened back to an old episode back in like November, I want to say, maybe October. 5 games into the season, or like a week into the season, I said, I love the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I love the Dallas Mavericks.
We know ball. And I also want to say, I was talking about this yesterday. Shout out Stan. This may be a little not basketball related, it's MLB related, but Tarek Skubal on Detroit.
Yeah, baby.
You called it.
Yeah, baby.
And KC?
Yeah, Cole Reagans looks pretty good too. Kansas City looks good. Could be
Fuck
their
Seth
chance to win
Lugo.
the division.
How does this happen?
Uh,
The Mets are falling apart. We got a lot to talk about baseball wise.
yeah.
We'll get to that later.
Speaking of the Mets, I completely forgot about that. Jorge Lopez with the all-time meltdown of the century. Did he say team? Did he say teammate? Who knows? It doesn't
Who cares?
matter. He's
Who threw it?
gone.
You threw your glove into the stands, which one is just we're already the worst team in baseball right now. So what the hell are you doing? And then you go to the locker room, and yeah, I get it. Maybe there was a miscommunication saying teammate team, but the fact is you doubled down on it when they asked you the same question again. They asked you right after you said the same thing twice. So I'm having a hard time believing that he said teammate. I really am. And people are on social media saying you listen back, he says teammate. I'm having a real hard time finding where he says teammate. I'm sorry. Am I the only one? Because I
did not hear teammate. Is it
Neither
true
did
that
I.
when he was asked is it true that when he was asked if he said team or teammate, he just said both? Like, I'm the worst teammate on the worst team.
He just like doubled down, tripled down. He just kept saying worst in the MLB, and we're already. I mean, they already stink. You got Jeff McNeil playing 18 holes of golf for a doubleheader and then going 0 for 7, which is just infuriating. And then same day, this is all happening in a 3-day span. McNeil plays 18 holes for a doubleheader, goes 0 for 7. At the game finishing out the series, which
is that hold on. Where did you hear that?
Reddit user, there was a posted picture morning of him at Bethpage Black with his buddies. I have the proof, Joe. Tool sent it to me. People are going nuts. And then you go back, what? That's that day. He goes 0 for 7, which is just, this isn't a day job. I get people are like, oh, it's his job. No, this is baseball.
Okay.
We're doing the Mets first because I'm riled up about this. We're doing Mets first. We'll get to it. All
right.
Because you play 18 holes in the morning. You're already batting like 210 in the month, and you go 0 for 7 out there. Your swing looks brutal, right? You've been striking out like nobody's business, and it's a golf swing. It's a golf swing. I can't see many more rollovers. I'm kind of getting sick of them. Whatever, that happens. Brutal game. They get shelled. They go into finish out the series, which I'm just going to say right now, 7th series in a row where the Mets are forced in the last game of the series to prevent a sweep. The 7th in a row. They had a 17-game losing streak back in, 73? Which is the worst in history. And not even then did they have this situation where 7 series is in a row that the last game is the game that decides whether it's a sweep or not. They get blown out. That same day, Edwin Diaz, 15-day IL, arm soreness. Pete Alonso hit.
That's a whole other thing.
I'll get to Diaz in a minute. That's not just a 3-day situation, but he goes on IL. I mean, thank God, because I can't really watch him blow games anymore. I mean, his velo drop's been ridiculous. Pete Alonso hit on the hand, bruised finger. Honestly, who cares? Who cares? He can't play the field. He's batting 200. I mean, like, honestly, Vientos is doing it the same thing that he's doing over there. So I have no problem with Vientos playing. Whatever, that happens. Then you get Jorge Lopez throwing his glove in the stands, saying the Mets are what, the worst team in baseball? The game was 3-3 going into the 7th inning. 3-3 going into the 7th inning. They lost
the 8th inning.
They lost 10-3. 10. They got a 10 spot put up.
The moment I walked into Buffalo Wild Wings for fucking all-you-can-eat boneless wing night, I fucking walk in. Here comes Adam out the lead goes, giving up a home run 4-3. We were seated for maybe like 90 minutes. 90 minutes.
That's the thing, though. Who do you want to throw in there? Sean Reed Foley? You want to throw Sean Reed Foley out there? When he'll blow it to Reed Garrett. He was good for about a month. This team is quite literally one of the worst teams I've ever seen play baseball. Lindor is batting .209. Granted, he had a 7-game hitting streak going into that 10-3 loss. Fine. He's batting .209. You are getting paid $3 million to play shortstop. You're good defense. The damn ball. Stop batting from the left side of the plate if you can't switch hit. But at this point, what does it matter if you switch hit? Because you're batting .220 on the right, so it's not like... I don't know.
It feels... Okay. It feels like this like always happens with the Mets, where it's... I think... Gio said it best. Like, you're on the Mets, you somehow just become an idiot. You somehow become an idiot.
And I don't know.
Mickey
Jason
Callaway
Bay.
was supposed to. Jason Bay. Mickey Callaway was supposed to be this like pitcher's genius. He didn't do shit. Brody Van Wagenen. Do you remember that whole thing in 2020 when it was like,
yes, I do.
That was insane. Jared Porter sending dick pics. That was also like he literally traded for Francisco Lindor, who's probably the cornerstone of your franchise right now, and then a week later got fired for sending dick pics. Then there was David Stern's supposed to be like this genius, and now this is a fucking dumpster fire.
Stan,
Luis Rojas was supposed to be like the future face of managing for baseball. He became an idiot. Now Carlos Mendoza's talking about
Mendoza's a moron. Mendoza's a moron.
He's an idiot.
Rally your locker room together. And you know what? This even stems back to the Wilpons, because you go to 2015, which is probably the funniest thing that ever happened, when you have your top prospect who threw majority of the year to you, Zach Wheeler, go up to you and ask, hey, I want to be in the dugout for the World Series game in Kansas City. And then the Wilpons go back to him and go, why are you asking us? Fly yourself out there. He doesn't even you don't even need a first class flight. He just needs a economy ticket. Just get him there. I don't. And you know what? That was he brought it up the other day. He brought it up.
Big Stein did that for Jeter and Mo. Just saying, in '95, Big Stein did that for Jeter and Mo. Sent him over to Seattle.
Yeah, you know what Wheeler brought up the other. He's been pitching in the Phillies for 4 or 5 years now. He brought up the other day. He goes, I still haven't forgiven him. He goes, I still haven't forgiven him.
Why should he? Why should he?
And then the disrespectful contract offer you give him, which it boils my blood, because I knew. I said it before the year he was going to win Cy Young. Look at him. Me and you going crazy right here, because I said he's going to win Cy Young. You had Tarek Skubal, whatever.
Yeah. Tarek Skubal.
I'm at a loss for words. I'm just this team is so bad. It's just so bad. They don't even have they don't even have a middle infielder on their bench roster. They don't have one. There's no middle. They have 2 corner guys and a catcher. They don't even have
This was just doomed from the start, because we saw it opening day with the whole thing with Hoskins and the sliding and that whole thing. Fast forward now, you got I wonder
the 5-game losing streak to start the year.
I wonder what the Lindor team meeting was like. I just need. Damn it, guys!
Why isn't
he right?
Why would anyone listen to you? You're batting 209. You're batting 209, and you know what? Even what Lindor said. What he said. What he misses most about Cleveland: winning. I mean, that's on you.
Winning.
That's not on anyone else.
Series with them.
That's on you.
What was it? Yeah, that's on him. He was the one that wanted out and go to a bigger market rather than fucking Cleveland, Ohio. Here you go.
And you get rid of
Big Apple, the #1 media market in the world, and now you're crying like a pussy. It's unbelievable.
You get rid of him, and Jimenez.
Unbelievable.
We're playing Cleveland, and it's hilarious to see Jimenez.
Star. He's like a 2-time All-Star.
I don't know. They make dumb decision after dumb decision, and it's gonna get to a point where if he's still batting like 200 middle of the year, you give Jet Williams a look and just eat the contract, because what's the point of even playing him?
Just give the kids a look.
Call up. You don't have him.
Not now. But towards like July and August, give the fans something to cheer about. Give them an eye for the future. Like, have there be light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah,
play Jet Williams. Play Acuna.
Acuna's doing well in AAA, and you cut Zach short, you cut Joey Wendell, you don't have a middle infielder rostered on your bench. You got Acuna sitting in AAA. What is the harm of bringing him up? If he doesn't succeed, move him back down. What's the difference? And it's not like the schedule is getting any easier. They're going into another hard 3 games. Yeah, they're going against Arizona. I mean, it's like it's not going to get any easier from here.
You're going up against Zach Allen tonight. You got 3 against Arizona. Then you got 4 against Arizona, sorry. Then 3 at Washington, and then I believe is this the London series? Yes, it is. You have the London series against Philly, the 8th and 9th, and then 3 against the Marlins.
You realistically, in that stretch, you have 2 series you can win, and that's Washington and Miami. Washington has a better record than us right now, so it's like, all right,
yes.
You got to win. You got to win ball games, so you got to beat them. I don't even feel confident in that. I don't. I really don't. The only 2 guys hitting aren't even going to be on the team come July. JD's definitely gonna be out the door. Why would you keep him?
Yeah.
What's the point? You
No,
got him a 1 year
no,
deal.
no. There is
And
no point.
Harrison Bader, he's betting 275, also on a 1 year
Yeah,
deal.
he's gonna go too. Yeah.
Yeah, so the two guys that haven't been with the Mets are actually ones that can hit. Wouldn't that tell you something about maybe the way you're running ship, or maybe who your hitting coach is, or maybe we should make some changes internally?
The thing too,
Steve Cohen, I love you, Steve Cohen. Get the fuck off Twitter. Go make some fucking changes because
really.
you tweeting saying
that was my next point where it's like I'm ready for the fucking Steve Cohen tweet that he's gonna say about Jorge Lopez about how this is a team and this is a cohesive unit.
Yeah.
When really it isn't.
And yeah,
you
go on Twitter saying thanking the fans for sticking through this hard time. It's gonna get better. When is it gonna get better? This is 7 series in a row. 7. That's at least 21 games.
The Steve Cohen tweet, if
Stan, they went 9-22 in May.
Yeah, that's disgusting. This was 5 days ago. What a stretch, mind-boggling. I know how disheartening this is for our fans. Thank you for caring so much.
Maybe you should care some more. Maybe you should switch up some personnel.
Yeah, because even when they even me and you both, when they hired Mendoza, we were kind of like, eh. Like
he's a puppet,
like,
and
it didn't move the needle, especially when everyone and their mother knew that Craig Counsell was leaving Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Like,
and if anything, it moves them a step back. I mean, you don't like this team realistically needs a guy like Dusty Baker, needed a guy like Buck Showalter, someone who could at least just hold some structure, because there's none of it.
Yeah,
you can't.
There is none of it right now. And
managers need to hold players accountable. And
here's the thing: I'm not even a Met fan. And the Met fans on Twitter that keep going back to that Terry Collins speech in 2016, that year you guys like
you gotta give us a fucking shot. You guys gotta give us a fucking shot.
It was the year that you guys like squeaked into the wild card, like
year after the World Series, 16.
The Connor Gillespie home run playoff, that moment, and he said like some speech after like losing. You guys were on like a bad losing streak going into the summer. Your playoff hopes were bleak. He made a speech, and then I guess that was like the rally cry of that season. People need to realize, like, they lost 4 straight after that speech. Like, it wasn't.
And also, like,
straight after that speech.
People also need to realize, like
that.
This isn't youth baseball anymore. These are 30-year-old men.
These are grown-ass men making millions of dollars.
Who do this for a living, okay? Your manager's basically a babysitter in the dugout. And if they need to rally egos together at 30 years old, because this isn't a young team. This isn't a young team by any means. I mean, they have Alvarez is out right now, so the only guy really playing every day that's youthful is Beatty, realistically. And it's not, I mean, like, he's right.
Vientos.
He's an every other day player. So it's like, they're not a young team, so you shouldn't have to hold guys accountable the way they do. These are veteran guys. They've been, and a lot of these guys, like they were on the team that made the playoffs and lost to San Diego. That didn't fire them up at all. I mean, they just crawled into a bowl the next season and just were like, "Nah, we stink."
No.
So
and they didn't make. Here's the thing: they didn't make any moves to improve the team. And I mean, you can blame the players all you want, but the front office.
No, the front office is
The front office is a disgrace. After that series against San Diego, the fact that they looked at that team and was like, you know what, let's run it back with fucking Daniel Vogelback. Really?
And like you had I know they had
you don't care.
And they had
and I know they improved the pitching. You get Kodai Senga. I know he's hurt right now, but like I know he is not that big of a difference maker. But
he's not the fucking answer now.
No, he's not the answer now, obviously. But then you go ahead and sign Justin Verlander, who. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand this. I don't.
They took a shot like the Brooklyn Nets, which didn't work out, obviously, in basketball. Didn't work out in baseball. And, like, you look at teams that are successful, teams that, like, mesh together. I mean, you look at the Phillies, their fan base. They mesh well together. Citizen Bank's a tough place to play in. You look at the Yankees, the Bronx Bombers. They know who they are. The team knows who they know what they are. They know, and look, the Dodgers just
last year they didn't know who they were, but
now they do.
Now they do.
But I'm just saying, like,
a fucking godsend.
Yeah, it's like you look at all these teams, the younger teams with guys coming up. Baltimore, they stuck out. They knew what they had. They were like, listen, we're gonna make whatever out of what our young prospects will stink for a little while, and then we're gonna be really good. Kansas City, another example. The Mets had to gut.
Baltimore. Baltimore benefited from not having a draft lottery.
Well, obviously, yes. But I'm just saying, like, the Mets, like, you had to gut everything to get a decent farm system, which, all right, that's okay. But it's decent at best. You don't have any pitching prospects. Christian Scott's okay. He's been
That's like your
okay.
one bright spot, but he's been, he had that
But
one game against Tampa, but it's fucking
so
Tampa.
but there's just there's so many problems with this team that just they don't even it stems from the top all the way down to single A. And I know they have the most exciting thing for me now as a Mets news guy is they have a hitter pitcher in single A that just got bumped up to double A, who's now playing with the Rumble Ponies, who was batting 275 with like a 2.5. So if something out of that, you can make something out of something there. Yeah, I guess that's all I'm really hoping for.
You can turn that into something. Like I don't understand. I just don't.
No, this team is this.
I'm dumbfounded.
Are they the worst team? Are they the worst team in New York out of all the major New York sports teams season wise going by the year? I mean, you can like go off previous like going into whatever like Giants, Jets, like what the Jets did last year, with the Giants last year. I mean, the Mets legitimately might be the worst. The Jets might be the worst New York sports team, Stan. They really do. They really do. They really might be.
You said the Jets.
I mean, the Mets. Oh, who gives a They let me down too. I'm so used to them. But the Mets are the same thing. I can't with the losing. I can't win something. Just win a series, please. I'm going on Saturday. I'm going on Saturday. Please at least split. Just split. Give me a win on Saturday.
Oh my God.
You know me. I'm gonna go see Adrian. I'm gonna go see Adrian Hauser go chuck 80-mile-an-hour muffins over the.
That's enough.
They don't even have like.
Oh my God.
Santana's your ace, and I said that going into, which I thought was funny, and then they had that great stretch. I was like, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, we weren't wrong. I mean, this is just a horrible rotation. It really is. I don't.
I have never seen you act like this. Oh my God.
Because Stan, like usually it's like an overreaction. Like like there's some whatever. Like it was just like a bad week or something. They have had a horrible month of May, nothing's changed.
This isn't about a week. This
is their team.
Week. This is about like
7 series in a row. That's at least 21 games. That's not even counting the 4-game series.
Here's the thing too with that. It's not like they're like getting pummeled these games. They're going into games and like
and then they get pummeled. And
it's just imploding.
I
don't understand.
Yeah. No, neither do I.
I have never seen anything like it in my life.
Unbelievable. And you know what? I've watched bad baseball, and teams when they suck, like whatever. They don't win series. At least they'll take a game or two here and there. Like, but Stan, this team legitimately is giving 60 win vibes. They're giving 60 wins.
Yeah, they might lose more than 100 games. I mean that genuinely.
They won 9 in May. And nothing's. And you know what? I said going into May, even beginning in late March, late April. I mean, I go listen. Lindor can't keep being this bad. Alonso can't keep being this bad at the plate. Like their averages are gonna have to go up at some point. I said that when Lindor's average is at 190, he is batting 209. So it's not like anything's changed.
All right.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Enough Mets. Oh my. We need more of that out of you. More than often.
Because there's no other team that makes me this mad. There's no other team that makes me this angry. Like the Isles will blow games. The Jets, okay, the Jets. Yeah, okay. The Jets make me angry, but that's the thing. It's once a week. Like I gotta sit through 4 games on a weekend.
It's once a week. Now that's where we're different, because just the medium Pepsi saga that had me going for like 2 weeks. It just had me like itching my. I still cringe about it to this day, and I can still get upset about it. But I'm not going to.
But the thing about the Jets is like, all right, they had a bad week. I got a week to prepare for the next game. Now I'm getting excited because I got to wait a week to see it. I get to watch the Mets on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I get to watch them lose 10-3, blow it in the 8th, 5-1, blow it in the 9th. Like, and you know what's the funny thing about these games too is the ones they blow in the 9th, they get blown out in the 10th. So it's not even like they're losing by 1 run. They'll let up like 6 runs in the 10th inning.
It's bad.
I'm appalled because it's the same thing over and over again. And at least with the Isles who were losing in overtime a ton, you get a point. Like you get a point.
You get a loser point.
You get a point. You get a point. They made the playoffs doing that. Like the Mets can't. They don't have that luxury.
The Mets in the playoffs.
The Mets don't have that luxury. Like I'm sorry. Like the Isles will get me mad, but at least I have a bright spot. Like at least they get a point, and then they win the next game or they win the next 2.
Got the
Stan, I get to
point.
watch the Mets blow it in the 8th, and then I get to watch them blow it in the 8th again, and then the 9th, and then the 8th, and it's like
Oh my
just a constant cycle of I watch and I watch and I listen. I listen to Howie Rose when I'm driving. Like I'm on 880. Like I'm in these games, and I'm sitting here cheering on my steering wheel, and oh my gosh, I'm at work and I was listening to the game in my ear yesterday. I kid you
That
not.
must.
I go,
Oh no.
they blow it, and I go, all right, whatever. It's like 5-3. Otani's coming up, whatever. Watch a home run be hit. I literally say it out loud. Boom. Next pitch, homer to left field. Boom. They let up 4 more runs. Now it's 10-3. I just, oh,
What was Jorge Lopez even arguing? Last point for the Mets. What was he even arguing?
H
Like,
swing strike on a ball that was 5 feet off the plate. So it's not even like you were arguing a ball or strike that you threw. You were arguing a check swing that he was arguing a check swing strike that he didn't get. He did. He barely, even if he barely crossed the plane, like a little bit, not really. It wasn't anything egregious. It doesn't matter. You're down 10. You're down 9-3 at that point. Why does it matter? Like and then you throw your glove into the stands, and it's like, oh my gosh.
Okay. Who picks up Jorge Lopez now?
I don't know. Probably some World Series contender. Yeah, and he'll probably have like a 2-2. It's not even like I don't even care where he goes because I just don't like. I don't even care. Like that's out of mind now. Like that's just he's gone. I don't really like the Seth Lugo thing bothers me because you let Seth Lugo walk for
that's
like
annoying.
And now he's got a 1.74, and it's like, all right, yeah, you got rid of him.
Yeah. All right. I feel like that's just enough baseball to cover.
Like, Acuna tore his ACL.
Oh shit, that's right. Ronald Acuna tore his ACL. So they're down Acuna and Strider. Right?
Yeah. Chris Sale threw 8 innings, 1 run, 10 strikeouts. I don't think they're missing a beat. This is what pisses me off.
All right. Never mind. They're still the Braves. All right.
Oh, Yankees lead league in home runs for a team. There you go. There's your bright spot for the Yankees.
Luis Heel leads the league in ERA. He's got like a
You know what?
1-2.
Before give me like a little 2-minute, brighten up the mood a little bit. Give me a 2-minute Yankees.
We'll brighten up the mood for the Rangers. Yankees look good. Soto's doing his thing. Judge's doing his thing.
Stan's doing his thing.
Stan's doing his thing. Volpe with a 21-game hit streak. 21 games. This man's unreal. And
he's got more hits than Lindor this year.
Like, I love the starting rotation. I love it. Even without Garrett Cole. I don't know who the odd man out's going to be. Because you called up Luis Heel to be that 5th guy. And now
he's been great.
He's leading the majors in ERA right now. With a 1. What does he have? A 1.2?
It's unbelievable.
I think he's got a 1.2 ERA. All major league. And we go ERA. Oh, I don't think he like 1.99. 1.99, sorry. A 1.99.
Yeah, it was Lugo's in first with a 1.74. Is that still a thing? Yeah. He's 9-1. He's 9-1. This is boiling my blood. I don't even want to look at that.
Luis Heel, like you can't send this kid down. You can't. You can't send him. And technically, this is his rookie year. This is his rookie year, Luis Heel, because he started some of 2021, didn't qualify. 2022 missed the season with Tommy John, missed the majority of the season in 2023, rehabbing that Tommy John. He comes back, he's dynamite. And the issue with him in 2021 was that he has potential, but he just needs to like manage his control. He had big control issues. He's been able to control the ball. It seems like that's gone. Insane. I'm loving Luis Heel. I don't know what you do with him. Maybe you might do a 6-man rotation and have Cole go shorter innings just to ramp him up a little bit because you cannot mess with this rotation right now. You cannot mess with this rotation.
At this point, what's the point of even rushing Cole back? You don't need him. Like it's not like you're in dire need of him.
It's a reigning Cy Young winner. I would love to.
I'm not saying that. Right, obviously, but I'm saying what's the point of rushing him back when you could ease his way into September and now he's pretty much full gas in September and now you got
healthy. So. For once in my life, I have no complaints with the New York Yankees right now. No complaints.
I only have complaints with the Mets. There's no bright spot.
Complaints with the Mets. I'm loving it. I'm loving Yankee baseball right now. They're taking on LA tonight. Rodon on the mound, and then they got got 3 at San Francisco. This is Judge's first. I remember. Yeah, this is Judge's first trip to San Francisco.
Oh, yeah, and
They were in San Francisco. They were in San Francisco in 19, but he got hurt.
you forgot to mention Judge's 19-game not hitting streak, but the best 19-game stretch of any second best of any baseball player since 2017 Judge, and then the one underneath that was
2022 Aaron Judge, probably.
Yeah, it is actually. It's exactly what it is.
Yep. Remember when you said that Aaron Judge sucks? That like first month of the year.
I was riding the high of the Mets winning 3 series in a row, Stan. They haven't won one since then. So I was riding a high off a 5-game losing streak. Yeah, I was wrong. All right. I said I picked him to win AL MVP before the season started, all right? I knew what I was doing.
All right. Game 5 tonight. Series tied at 2. This is now if you're a 1994, 2024 narrative guy like myself, and you want to follow that little that wagon. You ready for the most absurd one that I heard, Tim? You ready for this one?
I'm ready.
Alex Wenberg was the first New York Rangers deadline acquisition to score an overtime goal in the conference finals on the road since Stefan Matteau in Game 3 in 1994 at Meadowlands Arena.
All right, these are like the ESPN stats.
I'll just say this. I did not know that shot attempts were a thing until ESPN just kept on gloating it and was like, "Oh, Carter Verhaeghe with 45. You only get that in a week. Like, let alone one game." Like, shut up, Ray. I get it. I get it, Ray. I get it.
You want to know how I really know about shot attempts? Because the Isles lost Game 2 against Carolina when they blew that 3-goal lead. They had 32 shot attempts, 17 shots a goal. Carolina Hurricanes had 115 shot attempts with like 50 shots on net. And I'm just sitting there appalled.
Oh my God. Like, the thing, and so if you want to follow that, 1994, like we were down 3-2 in the conference finals. I don't think Jacob Troup was going to fucking guarantee victory like last time, like Mark Messier did, but...
Yeah, well, if you want to live in present day like the rest of us, they got a couple things they need to figure out. One, get the puck out of your own end. They're struggling a little bit. You're getting... Sturkin is facing way too many shots.
Number 2, top guys got to step up. MIA Zibanejad. That's what I'm calling him until further notice.
Well, I'll
just say, maybe we were too kind to Julius Randle when he was struggling in the playoffs. Maybe we were too kind to him. Because right now...
Are you kidding me, Nick? You don't remember that. You guys were bashing Randle couldn't go anywhere with that. You fucking suck. I mean, you went on a rant about it for like 20 minutes. You're like, get this guy out of New York. I'm done with him. Get him out of New York.
Yeah, that's fair. But there's like... Just... Kreider hasn't had a point this series. Zibanejad hasn't had a point this series. Fox got his first point in Game 4. I believe Panarin got his first point in Game 4 as well with that Lafreniere goal. Like,
yeah,
guys. But here's the thing: we've been very fortunate that this series is at 2-2. Because if it was not for Igor Shesterkin, they might as well just put their foot in our asses. Because it's. If it was not for if we did not have Igor Shesterkin, I don't know what the fuck we'd be doing right now.
Yeah, well, Florida's doing a really good job of clogging up the neutral zone and at least just pressuring the puck carrier a ton. I mean, that's their game. They're a physical team. They're going to outmuscle you. They're going to outwork you. That's how they've been doing it, these past 2 years, going to the Stanley Cup last year, now the conference finals here. They're doing a really good job of line matching. That Kachuk lines out a lot with the Panarin line, which has been obviously slowing him down a little bit because once he has, Kachuk gets the puck, he's not turning it over. It's just... The win by committee is going to end at one point, Stan. I'm sorry, but I can't with this puck luck. The bounces the Rangers are getting, it's a lot of tip-in goals.
Okay. The 2 goals that Florida had yesterday were kind of lucky bounces.
Okay, right. Call them lucky bounces. What about the 50 other high-danger chances that got robbed by Shesterkin? You know what I mean? Like, there are other sides to it. There's a lot of shots on goal that need to be going in. Obviously, that Trocheck goal was nice in the power play, but I don't know. I think the Rangers need a lot here.
That wakes them up.
Yeah, I think the Rangers need a lot more here than... than anticipated.
Puck luck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Laviolette changed the lines. It is going to go Kreider, Zibanejad, Hedel, Panarin, Trocheck, Lafreniere, Roslovic, Wenberg, Kako. Roslovic, Wenberg, Kako, Cooley, Gaudreau, Rempe. D pairs have changed. Lindgren, Fox, Miller, Schneider, Gustafson, Truba.
Yeah, I mean,
Kind of
I don't
how
know
it
if that's really
was
going
in
to.
Carolina, and
Yeah.
then they changed it.
Uh,
I don't think it's, but like, I will say this: the Miller Truba line compared to the Miller Schneider line was not
yeah.
good.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, you're putting two defensemen together that kind of play a similar way. It's not going to be as successful. I think the thing is like as much as you could line, jumble up the lines, whatever. It's like you said, it comes down to your top guys, right? I mean, you could mix up the third line all you want, but the
Yeah,
third line, you're not paying the third line $30 million to, put up big points. So it starts from the top guys. I think tonight's going to be a big test for them, right? You're going back
it's a
home,
big test.
so you got the crowd on them, but Florida's amped up. I mean, and Florida's crowd
Yeah.
sucks. So they're used to not having the noise. I mean, they really do suck. And that's a shocking thing.
You're not wrong, but here's the thing. Florida plays so well on the road. We saw it in the Boston series. We saw it in Game 1 against the Rangers.
I think
Florida
that's part of
completely
it.
owned them.
I think that's part of it. I think they don't really have a home. They don't really have like home court, home ice advantage. Yeah.
No, they don't.
So
it doesn't. It doesn't look like that. But tonight, if they can just get it done tonight, and I saw this on TikTok. Johnny Lazarus, friend of a friend. The highs and lows of it, like go after Game 1. A lot of because there's that 1 day layoff, so it's just all you think about.
Yeah, I know.
So it's like
trust me, I know.
They lose. Yeah, they lose Game 1, and then you're low. They win Game 2 in overtime. And then you're high. Game 3 overtime win. Lose Game 4. Now you're all kind of low. I feel like once something good happens, if something good happens tonight, then the vibes will be high.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's going to be a physical game out the gate. I think Florida's going to make that pretty evident in the first period.
They will make that known.
But like they did in Game 1.
In Game 4, the Rangers looked like a completely different team than they did in periods 2 and 3. A completely different team.
Yeah.
Completely different team. Right now, the only people that have really stepped up in my eyes, honestly, Barclay Goodrow and Alexis Lafreniere. And Vinny
Lafreniere is probably been your best player this series, I think.
What a talent. What a talent. What a fucking
I mean, he was a first overall pick. And you shouldn't have had, but we don't need to get to that.
We don't need to get to that right now. People were calling busts. People were saying all this shit. And then here comes fucking Pete Laviolette. He fixes him immediately.
Well, what's up with Kako then?
I got nothing there. I really got nothing there.
I think, honestly, the guy that I need to see for the Rangers to be extremely successful step up is Adam Fox. I feel like his game offensively sort of disappeared this series.
Well, here's the thing. That knee-on-knee hit that in Washington, I think he's still...
Yeah. Well, obviously, I mean... Yeah, there's lingering injuries and stuff like that.
He didn't look the same in Carolina. And we could honestly say the same thing about Zibanejad when he took a shot to the back on a penalty kill against Carolina in Game 5. He has not been the same since. Because he was completely invincible against Washington and in those first 4 games against Carolina. Ever since I haven't heard him.
But that's the nature of the Stanley Cup playoffs, right? I mean, there's going to be injuries, and the big guys usually step up with those injuries. The big guys do step up. When the big guys do get injuries, they still step up. I mean, I don't like pointing, people out, but Jumbo Joe Thornton had like 15 points with a torn ACL in the playoffs. So, like,
Matt Tkachuk literally couldn't walk until he couldn't. Like, you know what I mean? He walked until he couldn't.
That's what the playoffs are about. I mean, look at McDavid right now. There's clearly something off with his hand. He's not shooting the puck. He's got 30 points. I mean, like,
clearly something.
I know he's McDavid, but there's something off with him. So you got to overcome it. And I think that's where you see the stars from the superstars, where they play hurt, they elevate their game even while injured. They play through that. And I just haven't seen that from Fox. I don't know.
He did have that nice play though in Game 4.
Yeah, but you're you're so
spinorama
used to see.
play.
You're so
I know
used to
you're
seeing
used to
these
seeing
every
them.
game. I mean,
Yeah,
that's who
you're
that's
used
who
to
he's
seeing
become.
them, but it's nice to see that maybe he's still got some jump in him. And I
We'll
know
see
we're
again.
talking about.
The
I know
the first
it sounds
period's
like we're
huge
talking
tonight.
about like the first period's massive because if it's they
Honestly,
got to be
it's the first 10
physical.
minutes. It's the first 10 minutes. Who can win the
Yeah,
first 10 minutes? That's
it's the
really
first
who's going
10
to drive
minutes.
the winning this game for me.
It's got
Who's going to come out flying? And I know
they got
Florida's
to
coming
play.
out flying. So
They got to play
that's how
a
the Rangers come out.
clean. They got to play a clean brand of hockey because
Yeah.
the last thing that I want is to go down 3-2 going into Florida, and that's a nightmare scenario.
Yeah.
Nightmare scenario. Big game 5. I believe that this will be our. When would, if possible, game 7 would be Monday. If
I
I'm
mean, we
not
could rip one on
mistaken,
Sunday or after the game. We could do
you
on.
want to do. You want to
We can
do
do it
one? You
Friday.
want to
Like
do
I
one?
don't care. We can do it tomorrow.
We can do one. We'll do. How about this? After the game, just fucking Rangers only. Rangers only.
Tonight,
After the game tonight. Fuck it.
I'll have to let you know because I could be
Okay.
doing something, but I will let you know.
Okay. Let me know. If not,
If
then
not,
nobody'll
though,
be able to-
tomorrow's 100%. But tomorrow, I'm good to go.
Yeah, tomorrow we definitely can.
No.
So yeah, Rangers only special tomorrow. Can't wait. Can't wait.
There you go.
Who knows? You might
Break down the game. I'll get the game notes.
you might see me at an all-time high or at an all-time low. You never know.
You're gonna see the statistics that I very much value in winning teams. Stuff like faceoff percentage. Stuff like honestly for me, huge thing is puck possession in the neutral zone. That's a huge thing for me. I like looking at that stat. I'm just saying.
And it's not like, here's the thing. Like, I know game 4 was such a tough pill to swallow. It felt too good to be true that we were going back to the Garden up 3-1 against a team that we were so even up with.
You know what,
But
though?
it's the way they lost. The way that the pass, horrible pass by Zibanejad, the penalty. Honestly, I thought that Blake Wheeler was hoping that it was a penalty shot. Because honestly, if it was a penalty shot, I think
he would have saved it.
He would have saved it.
I think also a thing that I've noticed a lot is these long shifts, these long shifts where the Rangers get stuck in their own end, just icing the puck constantly, having a check a few times.
It happened in game 3 towards the end of the third period where they could not get them off the ice. It happened in game 4 where that Cooley Wenberg Kako line could not get off the ice. It felt like a half a century until they got off the ice.
Is Florida is really good at keeping the puck in their own zone. They love cycling it. They love resetting it up top. They're really good at winning puck battles in the corner. So if you're losing, you're staying on the ice for 2-minute shifts. It's hard to win a faceoff after a 2-minute shift. You're gassed. I mean, people haven't played hockey. Yeah. 45 seconds to a minute, you're gassed. I mean, you just gave it your all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now you got to go take another faceoff. You lose. Now you're stuck in your own end for another minute until you can ice it. You can't change. I mean, it's just these are the little things they got to clean up going home. I think they will clean it up. These long changes definitely a little bit more, at home ice. But again, tonight's a huge test.
It's nice to see that a coach is making adjustments. Like if this was Gerard Gallant, 1, we would not be here. 2, he just would have stuck them together and just said, "Let's do that hockey." In all honesty.
And I just want to say something for like the average hockey fan out there who only saw the point total in the regular season and stuff like that, and they're wondering how the Rangers are not the favorite. Like, I know they won the President's Trophy. This Florida team battled in the Stanley Cup Final last year with multiple injuries to top guys. This is a team going into the playoffs. Yes, I was low on because I just don't like them. They piss me off. They beat the Islanders in the regular season a ton the way they beat the Rangers right now.
Yeah, I went to a Florida Panther game. I can't stand them.
Yeah, they're egregious.
I hate Cat Country. I hate it. I hate them.
But this is just you got to understand. This is a team that went to the Cup last year. They have the veterans. They have everything to it, and this is a challenge for the Rangers. This is a time where the Rangers can step up to the Stanley Cup runner-up last year and win on home ice and force a tough Game 6 for them back home. Then see what happens in maybe a Game 7, maybe not. But tonight's a test. We'll see tonight, and this is really the first 10 minutes. If you're watching tonight, first 10 minutes. That is what I'm saying right now. That's what you got to keen in on. Big first 10 minutes of the game.
All right, I got to go charge my computer. Tim, just recap the Edmonton-Dallas series.
Well, it's been all over the place. Starting off, Edmonton got a huge win to start the series. Big on Edmonton. I really want to see McDavid sort of win a cup. It's just something that, if you just like hockey, I guess, you understand how much of a generational player he is. It'd be really cool to see him lift the cup. Go back to game one on, what was it, the 23rd? Yes, 23rd. Double overtime winner. Who got McDavid nets the winner in front. It was just a hard-fought game. I mean, it was gritty until the end. Stars scored with, 3 minutes left in the third? I think it was 4 minutes left on home ice. They cut it double overtime. It was a hard-fought game. You could see how the players' legs getting tired, and McDavid's speed boost obviously was a puck bounce in front. He knocked it in, but this series has been very back and forth, because then you go to game two, Stars win 3-1, and you're like, all right, well, we got a tied series. You go to game four, and you're like, okay, we'll see what happens here. Game four, obviously it's, anyone's game because it's hockey. And you come out, and it was, 3-0? You thought Edmonton was running away with this on home ice?
2-0.
2-0?
It was 2-0 Dallas. And then Edmonton just scored 5 unanswered.
No, on what, game 3?
Oh, game 3. Oh, I thought you were talking about.
I'm talking about game 3. No, last night. I know what happened last night. It was flip-flop. It was the complete opposite of what happened. That's why I'm saying the series is all fair, because you go. What happened in game 3 is Dallas was up
3 goals in 3 minutes for Jason Robertson. Jason Robertson twice, and then Wyatt Johnson.
Yeah. So I mean, they were up 2-0. Yeah, he did have a hat trick. Home ice. You thought McDavid was going to show out. Boom, he does. First period, he scores a goal, assists on the first goal. He's got 2 points in the first period. They're up 2-0. They lose 5-3, and then you go what happened last night. And this is what we're saying. The series is all over the place. You go to last night. It's 2-0 Dallas. You're like, oh, my God, Dallas going to run away with this 3-1 series. Again, flip of the script. It's 5 unanswered goals of just continuous pressure. This is just a series that if you went into this asking me, straight up going into the series, I said, I think Dallas is the better team on paper. They're going to win. I have no idea now. I have literally no idea. I have no idea.
Because it's not like the home team is dominating. If you know what I like,
they've split. They've split both times
twice.
And you know what? I know the Rangers have done the same thing, right? These games gone overtime, and we know that series is all right. Whoever really, and this is a horrible thing to say, but realistically, who wins tonight's probably going to come out on top. All right. Yeah, right. But I'm just saying, it just feels more that way than this series just feels all over the place. Because I genuinely have no idea what's going to happen on Friday. I really don't. It's 2-2. They're going back to Dallas. It's a hostile environment, but again, you don't know. I know. We keep saying that, but I have Stuart Skinner is Stuart Skinner, and the fact that he's in net for them and they're still winning games in the Western Conference Final with the 16th worst save percentage in playoff history is just appalling to me. You need good goaltending to win cups. Look at the Rangers. Look at the Stars. You even go over to Florida. Look at Florida. All these teams have good goaltending except for one. So it should be an easy series to pick. You go, but I have no idea. I have no idea.
Edmonton has the talent. Edmonton has the talent with McDavid on. Who knows if he's on? Two-headed
monster.
And then
one hand.
Yeah, really.
Talk about three-headed monster. Evan Bouchard, third in playoffs in points. He's got 23 as a defenseman.
Yeah, that's absurd.
So
there's a reason why when they're showing stats for the Rangers games too, it's Lafreniere leads all non-Oilers in points this playoffs.
It's because it's ridiculous.
Or something like that. I don't know if that stat's accurate, but
it's Trocheck. Trocheck leads all non-Oilers. Yes, I saw the stat, but the fact you throw in non-Oilers is just dude, there's 3 of them.
I knew it was one of the two, someone on that second line, and not Panarin. But just get it done. Just get it done. Just please win the series. Please win the series. Please, I'm begging.
Okay, Stan. God. Of the remaining starting goalies left, these are the save percentage in the playoffs. Sergei Bobrovsky is third with 904. It's all right.
Yes.
Not crazy. Ottinger, he's second with 919. That's pretty good. Shesterkin, first 925. That's fantastic.
Yes.
Stuart Skinner, 887. 887. You're in the playoffs, dude. You're in the playoffs. Wake up. You're in the playoffs. That's 4th worst in the playoffs in front of Connor Hellebuck. They got swept. Connor Hellebuck swept. Charlie Lundgren in net. Oh, sorry.
Winnipeg lost in 5.
5-game series. Charlie Lundgren swept 8-6-3. Yeah, he was letting goals left and right. Cam Talbot, 5-game series, 8-6-1. Yeah, of course he's going to have bad save percentage. This dude has been playing for 3 rounds now. 3 rounds. and you can't fix it one game. I mean, it's an 887. Just figure it out. Like it would make me furious if I was an Edmonton fan because you have everything else but a goalie. That's what it comes down to. I mean, imagine Shesterkin in net for Edmonton. I don't think they'd lose a game in these playoffs. That's what I'm saying.
Don't make me think that. Don't make me think that.
It won't ever happen. When's the last time Edmonton had a good goalie? They were rocking with 41-year-old Mike Smith last time they made the Western Conference Final. I don't know what to think.
And fucking let up a goal from center ice.
So, again, I don't know. I don't know anything about this Edmonton Stars series. I watched all the games too, and like I can't tell you there's a deciding factor for me that skews either team because it's just there isn't.
Goodness. All right, moving on to basketball, the NBA. Boston Celtics going to the NBA Finals. This was just complete and utter domination from the start. They stole a couple games in the process, though.
They did.
They stole 3 of those wins. I'm gonna say it. Pacers should have won Game 2. They should have won Game 3, and they probably should have won Game 4. 2 of them without Halliburton.
Yeah, but like, again, I mean, it just. The Pacers' whole style of play is.
I can get into my Indiana Pacer hate because of the Knicks, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't even.
There's no reason to. All they could do is score. They can't play defense, and you know what? Newsflash: the Celtics can score too. So I like. There you go.
And can play defense.
Like, yeah. So there you go. I mean, it's just that's what it is.
Whatever.
Fuck them. No. Congrats. I hope you get swept.
I meant that sarcastically. We both know that.
I don't even want to see them win a game.
All right. Game 5 tonight. Dallas has a chance to go to the finals for the first time since 2011, the year they won. Luka, game time decision. He's probably going to play. Derek Lively. They missed him in Game 4. I know.
Yes, they did.
I know Gafford is like, he's all right, but like, come on.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
you need a guy that's 7'2" with hops like that. I can understand. I was a witness to Derek Lively. Yeah,
it's like when the Cavs had Marcus Morris in Game 5, just playing 25 minutes. Like he's just Karis LeVert. I mean, he's not. Yeah. I know he had 20 points, but like, it's not the same.
It's not the same. Yeah. I was a witness of Derek Lively at Duke. This was expected. I can see why the Mavs tanked for him. A lot of you casual fucking Duke fans out there were like, he averages like 5 points a game. Why is he a projected lottery pick? Because of what he's doing right now. Like, people are idiots. People are so dumb.
And it's like when people tell me, it's like, well, Evan Mobley's stats suck. I'm like, dude is 21 years old and was up third in voting in DPOY last year. Like, what are we talking about? Like,
yep. Minnesota's favored by 4.5. I ask you, Tim, do the Dallas Mavericks get it done tonight?
Yeah, this is a gentleman's sweep. I kind of feel like it had it written all over it after they lose Game 4. I just don't see them losing another one.
It sucks though, because I honestly thought this game was going to go to 7. This series was going to go to 7.
I mean, like, after you saw what Minnesota did with Denver, you were like, okay, they can do it all. But
yeah,
dude, Luka in the playoffs is just and Kyrie too. I mean,
it's absurd. It is absurd.
And you know what? I've completely washed off my Kyrie hate from when I was younger, when he decided to leave Cleveland after saying he wasn't going to leave, and then went to Boston. Yada, we would have won another championship. Yada yada yada. Whatever. I'm over that now. It's not 2018 anymore. Yada. I want this dude to win another. I want this dude to win another ring. I love the way he's. I mean, this team is just—they're fun to watch. They're really fun to watch. I'll leave it at that. They're really fun to watch. And they win.
I hate to bring up the Mets here again. Carlos Mendoza on Jorge Lopez. We have standards here, is his quote. We have standards.
What standards? What standards do we have? What are the standards? Can I see this? Is there a printed out list of the standards? Because clearly none of them are being met. None of them. Like, not a single one.
He said the Mets DFA'd Jorge Lopez in part to send a message to the rest of the players that sort of behavior is not acceptable.
You think any of them give a fuck? Like, any of them? No,
No.
this isn't a team. This is a
Also,
collective group. This is a collective group of players that have been put together and signed contracts to play individually, not as a team, individually. I just want to put that out there.
breaking news. The Hard Knocks team has been revealed.
The Mets. They're going to follow the Mets through spring training.
It's the Chicago Bears. The Chicago
that's gonna be
Bears
good.
will be the Hard Knocks team. The Bears are the first team to be selected for Hard Knocks with a number 1 overall pick rookie quarterback since the Browns in 2018 with Baker Mayfield.
I mean, that's gonna be interesting.
Were we here? Did we do an episode when they revealed the Giants jerseys?
No. Oh my God, those are horrible.
I'm just gonna. I'm not even. I'm not even.
If you
even
haven't
gonna
seen
comment.
them, look them up. They're horrible.
I mean, we haven't had an episode in almost 2 weeks that people have definitely seen them. I just know that like John Mara was just sitting in the office. Was like, this reminded me when I went to Giant games as a kid when my dad was the owner at the Yale Bowl.
You know what it reminded me of, Stan?
We were a combined 3-30.
You know what it reminded me of when you go on like Nike ID and just like make a shoe?
No, it reminds me of the Montreal Canadiens.
That's exactly what it reminds me of. But it reminds me of like when you go on like Nike ID and you're like, these shoes look sick and they're just like the ugliest shoes ever, and you're like, oh, these are gas. No, that was horrible.
I can't wait for when we're on off-season Hard Knocks. That's coming out soon.
Oh yeah,
I can't wait for that.
A lot of football stuff coming in.
A lot of football stuff coming in. All right, moving on. What I saw, Tim, go at it.
I played multiple rounds of golf. I played in the last 3 days. I've played 54 holes, and I've caddied 72.
You went to the fucking DR, man.
Not as cool as playing 54 holes in 3 days. Won a little scramble tournament, so that's what I saw. The DR was nice. It was a nice family vacation. The beaches were beautiful. The snorkeling was great. Very happy to go. I had a fun time with my family.
Spanish
and that was great too. But I won a scramble team match, which was nice. So there you go.
I just thought of this now, and I'm just going to ask you this on air. Are we doing men's hockey league again?
We're figuring it out right now. There's some kinks we got to. I'll tell you when we get off. There's some kinks we got to figure out. We're figuring it out.
All right. My what I saw. I have 2, and both involve college football. As you know, Tim, with the new TV deals, so Fox, NBC, and CBS now have the Big Ten. CBS used to have the CBS and ESPN used to have the SEC. Now the SEC is just an ESPN exclusive. They are ruining our traditions. The Oklahoma-Texas game, which was always at noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, always, is now moved to 3:30 in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time. Now listen. The reason why the game was always on at 11 a.m. Texas time was because it was happening during the Texas State Fair. So people would go to the Oklahoma-Texas game and then go from the game right to the State Fair. I cannot imagine the traffic from the Cotton Bowl or wherever the fuck they're playing it from the Texas State. Oh my God, that traffic must be. Someone might die with how hot it's going to be. If you're going to that game, you're signing your death wish.
3:30, so they might go. There's going to be a lot of problems.
Yeah, it gets worse. Trust me, it gets worse. The Egg Bowl, notoriously known for being the only college football game on at Thanksgiving night between Ole Miss and Mississippi State, has now been moved to Black Friday at 3:30 in the afternoon.
Isn't there Black Friday NFL football?
Yes, there is. The Chiefs and the Raiders.
So what are we doing? And now we're talking about scheduling. This new MLB schedule makes no fucking sense, by the way. I just want to point that out there. It makes 0 sense.
Because are you talking about your series with the Phillies and how you're playing 2 games in Flushing?
No, I'm talking about how the Mets just played the Dodgers, who now then from the series had to fly home. They had to play a day game instead of a night game because the Dodgers had to fly back home, settle in for a day, and then fly out again. Instead of we just play the Angels after you and you just play the Dodgers after us, and then they both can go home after that like we used to do it, like every other fucking year. I don't know.
It's the every team rule. I don't understand. They're ruining our traditions. They don't give a shit about our traditions.
They don't give a shit about
And
us. It's all about money.
I guess it's like, I guess 3:30 on ABC is exclusively to the SEC now, because remember Texas and Oklahoma is now SEC.
Yeah.
So
How does
anyway,
game day work then? Fuck this.
I mean, they'll always figure out a way how to do game day. My next one I saw, people have been able to play the new EA Sports college football video game. I'm trying to find the tweet. Here we
Dude,
go.
I haven't heard. All this stuff they keep coming out of it. It just doesn't. It's not sounding great. Like Road to Glory doesn't
All right,
start in high school. Where does it
Road to
start?
I don't know. I mean, it could
No.
be Juke. Would be dope if it's like JUCO or something.
Yeah,
But
but
like,
the whole
I don't
point is
like
to get
how you can,
recruited
like,
out of high
pick-
school. That was the whole point.
The whole point was to get recruited out of high school and pick your team.
Yeah.
Like that.
And then if you don't, and then they'll tell you if you're starting or not. And then if you don't play all the high school games, you just sim them. You don't get any you know what I
Yes.
mean? Like,
So this is the new info. Dynasty mode will be 30 seasons. 30 seasons long, that's a max. And if you're doing an online dynasty, the maximum amount of teams that you can play with are 32 user teams. So a max league is 32 teams.
There's no crossplay? What is this? Oh, I don't understand this. I don't think there is for online franchise. I don't think there is for Connected Dynasty.
I don't know. So this is for Dynasty mode only. Custom conferences. You can customize your own conferences. So, okay, all right. Generic FCS schools are in Dynasty mode.
I like that.
So yes. Skill trees return from NCAA 14.
Fire. Need
this
that.
This is where it gets bad for me, in my opinion. NIL does not exist in Dynasty mode.
That was going to be the best part of it. That was going to be the best part of it.
That was going to be the best part.
Yep.
All right.
Online Dynasty modes does not have cross-play compatibility between PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X/S.
I had such a good idea.
25.
Are you ready for this? I had such a good idea. I was ready to make the two of us, and we just get a bunch of fans or listeners, and just have a giant Dynasty mode. And now we can't do that anymore.
I miss when you do Road to Glory and the earlier NCAAs when they make you take the test, the stupid one for that.
Also,
that was so. I'm 8 years old trying to do this. I'm like, what the hell is this?
You cannot export draft classes in Madden, so you can't.
That was the best. Because I remember you would take your Road to the Glory guy too, and you would just throw him in Madden 12, and you're like, he's already an 80 because he just went through 4 years of college.
So a lot of people are saying that this is very different from Madden, which is also kind of a good
thing. Gameplay. So that's what I heard. I heard it's a lot faster.
The gameplay's faster. It's much different. So confirmed music in the game. You are going to be able to recreate the Michigan-Penn State Mo Bamba game, first play from scrimmage, having to call a timeout. That's big.
Crazy.
That's big. Mo Bamba, Tsunami, Sandstorm, Zombie Nation, all those songs will be in the game. You can customize your own
fight song.
You can customize your own playbooks. You can customize your own audibles.
How many T forms am I going to have to run? This triple option is going to be crazy.
So I'm trying to find the throwing the ball is going to be much different than Madden. When you're throwing the ball, it's almost like, those kicking meters in Madden? It's going to be that.
Oh.
So there's a meter for throwing the ball, and the further you go on the meter, the harder you're going to throw the ball.
Okay. So there's going to be more drop passes and stuff. Okay.
More stuff like that. Confirmed Tennessee features. Running through the tee. That's big.
What about the night game in Knoxville?
Checkered kneeling for big games. The whole stadium's going to be checkered.
Yeah.
Rocky Top will be in the game.
That's what I needed to hear.
Rocky Top will be in the game.
Any news on Rutgers?
Nothing on Rutgers. Someone said, can't believe I need to say this, but my opinions are my own. EA is not paying me to say anything, and I am not a bought advertisement. I just genuinely like college football 25. Just like I like NCAA 14, NFL Street, NCAA 06, NFL Head Coach 09, etc.
NFL Head Coach 09? I still can't believe that this actually releases a game, because it literally makes you do everything a head coach does without getting to play at all.
It's better than any Madden within the last like 4 years. I'll say it. It's better than any
You,
Madden within the last 4 years.
you can't even
Because the
play,
best
right?
No, you don't play. You're just the head coach. You literally call the plays and see what happens. It's awesome. This guy said the game isn't perfect, but it's good. So this feels like something that we're going to be telling our children about. I mean, it already
You
was going to be something we're going to be telling our children about.
You
But
know
there
what,
was
Stan?
one more.
We need to get our hands on a copy of NFL Head Coach '09, and me and you need to sit down and duke out a quick match in that game, calling offense and defensive plays, and try and see who can duel each other out playbook wise.
So there's another tweet about NCAA football about EA Sports College Football. Trying to find. Okay, passing feels good as it has maybe ever. You fill up an arrow that determines velocity, and you can finally do touch passes and lobs in a way that makes sense. So like you decide the velocity of how hard you throw the ball.
Finally can beat people over the top with a safety instead of underthrowing the ball every time.
This is big. Get ready for this. Someone's I'm trying to find another tweet. Gameplay feels nothing like Madden. Yes, it's still football, but you can feel the difference between college football 25 and Madden, and it's jarring. This is fun, fast, and explosive. Good players and teams, especially at home, are noticeably way better than average and bad teams. To which someone asked, South Florida on the road at Bryant Denny on Heisman. Are we cooked? To which someone said, so this guy played someone else at DKR using Texas against Pitt. And the guy with Pitt couldn't really move the ball, and the guy with Texas was scoring touchdowns at will. So basically, if you're the home team, you have the advantage. And if you have substantially better players than
Pitt, yeah, I was just about to say, like, that's not. That was, you know what though? That was also a huge thing about why I liked NCAA, like the earlier ones, is that you could just have like RG3 or something and win just solely off one guy.
Just when I thought that the Yankee rotation was going to be good, and prior to tonight's game, the Yankees have made the following roster moves. They've placed right-handed pitcher Clark Schmidt on the 15-day injured list, retroactive to 5/27 with a right lat strain. They've recalled right-handed pitcher Cody Morris from AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre.
Don't worry, Cody Morris, incoming 1.48 ERA for about a month, and never hear from him again.
That's nice. I can't wait. I can't wait for that. Just can't have nothing nice. Cannot have nothing nice. All right. That's going to wrap it up. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, and TikTok. Be sure to like this video. We got locked out of our old YouTube. So, again, we have a new YouTube.
We're pumping them out, baby.
We're pumping them out. We have a new YouTube now. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube, leave a comment on this video. Be sure to follow us and rate us on Spotify.
5 stars.
5 stars only. Friday? Latest Friday. Or latest tomorrow. Latest tomorrow.
It'll be out tomorrow, no matter what.
It'll be out tomorrow. When we record, it's still TBA.
Yes.
Still TBA. All right. Peace out, guys. Go Rangers.
Fuck out of here.